What's up, boys? Cave Talk episode 18. Today I want to be talking about conquering yourself, conquering your mind, becoming the best version of yourself, and about understanding that if you work your ass off, you can live the best life on planet Earth. And understanding that the process is the result. The process is the thing you're chasing. See, a lot of people, they don't realize, when you're trying to go from 0 to 3K a month, it's so damn painful, right? That's the hardest part of any business, 0 to 3K a month. And that's USD, by the way. But when you get to 3K a month, you realize, oh shit, this is only the beginning, right? That's the first thing. You realize this is only the beginning. But secondly, you realize I should have just enjoyed when I was getting there. Because after 3K a month, it becomes better, but also harder. It's like unlocking games on a video game. The reward is better every level up, but it becomes harder to get to the next level. So when you go from 0 to 3K, that's the hardest part technically, because it's just that first upgrade of just getting some momentum. But then it's actually harder to level up. You just need to work on the right things, right? But at least now you know the rules to the games. Rules to the game, right? That's when you realize the rules to the business. Same thing with chess, right? When you're starting, let's say you play your first 3 games of chess. The first 3 games you play, you're not going to know the rules to the game, right? Or you're not going to fully understand it. You might not fully understand the tactics. You might not fully understand, a trap or something like that. But after 3 to 5, maybe 10 games, you now understand the basics. Now it's about winning the game, but you can't win the game without understanding the basics. So you can't get to 1 million before you get to 3K a month, because to get to 3K a month, you need to learn the basics first. So it's like that in business. And the second thing, as I was talking about, is you need to conquer your mind. You need to be able to say to your mind that you're going to do something and actually follow through with it. That is the biggest problem with today's world, is everyone wants things. Everyone says, I speak to so many people, TikTok's awful, Instagram Reels, they're awful, waste loads of time, people waste loads of time, YouTube is awful, people waste loads of time, blah, 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 blah. And then I check their screen time, or we check together, and it's 10 hours. It's what are you on about? How can you say something and then do the opposite? How can you say you want to change your life in 2025 and we're 13 days in and you haven't taken any action? You haven't done anything different to 2024? As soon as 2024 ended, one of the first things I did is I got a piece of paper, a plain piece of paper and a pen, and I wrote down all the mistakes I made in 2024 so I can avoid them in 2025. You guys are probably living the exact same life. That's what you don't realize. That's why on the 1st of the 1st, 2025, when I recorded a Cave Talk, on the first day of 2025, I said, nothing will change unless it's an internal decision to make a change. You guys think that just because it's 2025, things are randomly going to change? That's not true at all. That's the complete and utter opposite. If anything, things are actually going to get worse, because you're going to realize, oh shit, we're another year in. Let me relax for the first 3 months again, and then let me start trying a tiny bit, and let me use 5% of my potential for the rest of the year. Whereas if you were just to lock in for the next, 15 days of this month, and by the end of January, you'd be way ahead of a competition. By the end of January, you'd actually have some momentum. You need to make an internal change. You need to be able to say things and do them. Today and yesterday, I decided, okay, shit. You know what? I don't feel like living the same life anymore. I'm going to start waking at 7 a.m. So I've got, 6:55 at the complete maximum. And I want to slowly move that to 5:55 and then maybe even 4:55 later on in the month. And I made that internal decision. It's not because the date changed. It's because I made a decision. And guess what happened this morning? I didn't feel like waking up, but I checked the alarm. It went off 6:55 a.m. So I jumped out of bed and I got to work. Straight away, visualization, affirmations, all my morning routine is done. Just finished the 100 push-ups. And that's how you got to be as a man. You can't say things and not do them. Otherwise, your word has no value. You can't even master your own mind. You can't even control what's up here. How do you expect to make 10K a month? How do you expect to become a millionaire? How do you expect to buy a Lambo? How do you expect to retire your parents if you can't even say something and follow through with it? I tell my clients and my students and people who I work with one-to-one exactly what to do every single day. Exactly what to do, step by step. And guess what is the difference between a successful client and an unsuccessful client? Guess what? Them actually putting in the work. That's the only difference. I tell everyone the same information. So how are people going to say, oh, it's because of information? No, I'm not lazy. If I've given the same information to someone else, and then I've given it to 2 other people, and those 2 people made, let's say, 1K, and that guy made 50K. What's the difference? I didn't give him any extra support. I gave him the exact same information. The only difference is he wanted it better than you. He wanted it more than you. You've got to be able to say things and actually follow through. If you're saying you want to make a change in 2025, what have you done differently? Write them down. What have you actually done different? What are the tangible things that you can actually write down that you've changed? You need to change your routine. You need to change your habits. You need to get rid of shit habits, rid of porn, rid of lust, rid of video games, rid of hanging out with your dumbass friends, rid of just going out and getting drunk, rid of just doing all these bad, wasted time. Social media, scrolling. Get rid of all these things and instead go back to the basics. Start getting in better shape. Start making more money and start developing a close relationship with God. If you do those 3 things, your life is completely going to change. You got your family, friends, which are basically just in one. It's basically relationships, but I include a relationship with God in that one. Then you've got your finance, and then you've got your fitness. And fitness is health as well. That's all you need to focus on as a man. Literally it. I can't think of anything else. Not really. There's not much else you need to focus on. Those are the 3 main pillars. Your relationships with God, your family, and your friends. Your finance, you need to be making money, otherwise you have no freedom, finance/freedom. And then you also need to be in good shape, right? You need to be fit, you need to be healthy, and you need to just be able to move around freely and look at yourself in the mirror and actually be proud of who you are as a man. That's why I succeeded in business, and that's why I'm continuing to succeed. Is because even before I started business, if you have a look on my Instagram, which I'll put the link in the description, I've always had abs, right? I've always been in good shape. I did fitness modeling before I even went into YouTube, before I made my first YouTube video. So, like, of course I was gonna, be confident in this, because I'm confident outside of life. I'm confident in my social life. I know how to speak. I'm likable. I'm good at speaking to people. When you become good in certain things, it makes you better in other things. If you just try and become good all around, you just try and be in good shape. You try and be quite likable. You try and be a presentable person, a respectful person. Boom, you're going to succeed in business. And you're a hard worker, you're diligent, of course you're going to succeed. So work your ass off, boys. Change something in 2025. It can be the year that you change everything. And I want you to realize it's all a process. The joy is in the journey. The joy is in the journey. Okay, the joy isn't in the result. The joy is in the journey. Because what's the point in making 10K a month? Like, what actually is the point? Yeah, sure, you become financially free, but that's in the journey. That's not the actual tangible 10K a month. Because guess what? If you stop working hard, it's going to all disappear within 1 week. Or maximum 1 month, right? If you stop working, it all disappears. That's what people don't realize. Become in love with the process. Become in love with the daily routine. Become in love with the pain. If you become in love with that, well, then you're going to succeed because you're going to need those things the whole time. Whether you're getting to 1K a month, 10K a month, 20K a month, 100K a month, 1 million a month, 10 million a month, 100 million, whatever you're trying to get to, you're always going to need to work hard. There's always going to be pain. And you're always going to have to just keep on going and stay consistent. If you don't stay consistent, you stop working hard, well, then guess what's going to happen? The whole business is going to collapse. You could be at 1 mil a month. The whole business will collapse within 2-3 months if you don't stay diligent. So become in love with the traits of becoming successful. Become in love with hard work. And do what you have to do. Just do what you have to do. It's so simple, and it sounds stupid, but it's so true. Do what you have to do. Do what you know you have to do. If you need to send 100 TikTok DMs or 100 Instagram DMs, or you need to do 100 cold calls today, don't do that. Do 200. Double it, right? Let's see how bad you really want it. If you need to wake up at 7 a.m., wake up at 6 a.m. If you need to do something, just do it to the maximum capacity. Become in love with becoming the best version of yourself. So that's today's Cave Talk. I think, is it Cave Talk episode 18, I want to say? I think it's 18. It's been an absolute pleasure. In this episode, I've just loved it so far, and what's to come is going to be the most exciting thing in the world. Okay, this year is going to be the greatest year in my life, and the greatest year for a lot of you guys, if you actually put your head down. But you need to realize it's all about the journey. Get in love with the journey, enjoy yourself, of course, but also work your ass off, boys. Anything is achievable. Let's keep on going. If you want to work with me one-to-one, click the link in the description. Join my free Telegram channel. Completely and utterly free, over 700 voice notes, and click on my Instagram, give me a follow. I post way more in there, and that's just where you get to see the lifestyle, what I'm up to, etc., and some value. So with that said, that's the end of today's video. I'll catch you boys tomorrow. Peace.